I'm drinking today. I'm having mango habanero whiskey from the Old Smoky Distillery in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now, they make other products, one of which is a whiskey with peaches in it. So the peaches get infused with the whiskey, and they do with other fruits also. But I saw this mini at a local Total and Wine, and it was made out of glass. So I'm thinking it might be high quality. So why don't I try it? It is 70 proof, 35% alcohol by volume, and I'm guessing it's going to be spicy since it is a habanero product, which is very popular at my favorite bar, Habanero Margaritas. But I don't know what habanero and whiskey tastes like, nor do I know what Old Smoky whiskey tastes like. So let's crack this one open. It has a government warning on the back, and it has some other writing, which is so teeny tiny that I'm not going to try to read it, even though I have on my spectacles. So it should actually smell peppery or spicy. So here's what it looks like. It has an interesting look. It looks sort of like um, you took whiskey and this is a bad reference, and you combine it with a little bit of mud. Sorry about the reference, folks, but that's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. It doesn't have a typical like brown or tannish or light brown or copper appearance. It looks kind of orangey. And I think the orange combined with the brown, you can get like a dirt color, if you will, a dirty water color, if you will. And that's kind of what it looks like. So the appearance is not so great, but appearances aren't everything, right? So let's give it a sniff. So it smells sweet. So I don't know if that's the mango flavoring or just some type of sweetener. It smells really sweet, more sweet than spicy. So it says habanero, but I'm not getting a whole lot of peppery um, notes there. Just very sweet, almost like one of those cheap minis that are like overly sweet. Now, this wasn't a cheap mini, I believe, since it's a glass bottle and a halfway decent company, Old Smoky. I think this mini cost me maybe $3.99 or $4.29. It was not cheap. It wasn't like the 99-cent minis that I often get from Total Wine. So, based upon like how we're starting, it doesn't look good. Oh, by the way, this is made in Tennessee. I didn't even realize that is the state of Tennessee right there. That long state of Tennessee, which has not two time zones. It's in the central time zone, which is kind of weird to think of because like Illinois is in. No, it's weird to think of because there are states that are further west who are in the Eastern time zone. And Tennessee, I think, to get from one side to the other would take you more time than going from like a point in Tennessee all the way to Canada, which is really bizarre to think about. Anyway, enough of that, those trivia facts. Let's give it a taste. Prost, my friends. So it is spicy and sweet. You don't get the spiciness from the um, the aroma, but you do get the sweetness. Not great mango flavor, more like a sweetener, some type of sugar or some simple syrup sweetener. Uh, Not necessarily fruity fruitiness going on, but it definitely is spicy. I could feel it in the back of my throat. So the habanero's there. It's not on the nose, but it's definitely on the tongue. The sweetness is there on the nose and the tongue. It's somewhat syrupy. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a higher quality product, not as syrupy, which you can get with those very cheap flavored whiskeys in the mini aisle at Total Wine in the one I go to in Maryland. So, time for the verdict. How would I rate this? Hmm. I have mixed feelings about this. I mean, the habanero flavoring is pretty good. I think if you were to make, how would I make this? I don't know. If you were to make an old fashioned, you could probably make an old fashioned out of this. Um, don't put as much bitters in it, because it has a spiciness, and add a little bit more orange to it, orange flavor. Maybe even squeeze a little bit of orange into it. So you can make a mango habanero old fashioned with its whiskey. Straight though, it's not so great um, drinking, and it's a little bit too sweet. Like if I were to make an old fashioned with it, I wouldn't add any simple syrup or a sugar cube or anything like that. It's got enough sweetness in it. It has enough spiciness with it, so you can make this. This is good for a mixed drink. I'll say that much. Straight, not so much. Maybe with ice. I don't know. Remember, I taste all my whiskeys without ice, because that just um, throws off everything when I taste amongst a whole bunch of whiskeys. So I give this like a 78 out of 100. I'm not going to say I'll get it again. I'm definitely not going to get a 750 milliliter bottle of it if they do sell it. I only saw the mini when I was in the actual store. It's not bad. It's not the best either. It could use some more mango flavor. It could be a less sweeter, and it could have a little bit more spiciness on the nose, because you're not really getting it. If you did not know what you're about to get yourself into, and you kind of gave this a sniff, it would really surprise you how spicy it is. So there you have it, folks. Another review in the books. Old Smoky's Mango Habanero Whiskey. I give it a 78 out of 100. It's pretty spicy. If you like spicy, I think you'll like this. Um, if you're trying to avoid sweetness, and something that feels like artificially sweet or too sweet, not artificially. If you're looking for something that is sweet but not that uh, doesn't have a lot of fruit flavor like you want it to have, stay away from this. Stay safe, stay sane, and I will see you on the next video.